Mortarion and his Death Guard Legion have brought Nurgle's gift to the Imperium, and it's up to the author of the Codex, Guilliman and his Ultramarines, to banish these demons back to the warp. Welcome everyone as Papa Bear Studios presents Ultramarines versus the Death Guard. We have such a great matchup for you today as Papa Bear commanding the Ultramarines take on Elliot and the Death Guard.
Hello YouTube, I'm back again, this time with the Death Guard. I'm so excited today to be bringing you guys the Warhammer poster boys, yes, the Ultramarines.
Our combatants today are playing Supply Drop, Smoke and Mirrors, and Hammer and Anvil. Supply Drop has an Alpha and Omega objective, with the Alpha being removed at the 4th battle round and all objectives except the Omega being removed in the 5th battle round. Smoke and Mirrors allows both players to put up to 500 points of their units into strategic reserves, and the classic deployment, Hammer and Anvil.
Ultramarines, they will be in the Gladius detachment, and to start off, we have to talk about the Primarch, Guilliman. Fearless leader of the Ultramarines, he's an absolute beatstick, can give Oath of Moment to 2 units, and is a good force multiplier for my army. Next we have Marnius Calgar, gives me an extra CP as long as he's alive, and his unit can shoot and charge in a turn in advance or fell back, which is awesome. And he'll be leading a squad of aggressors along with his Victrix Honor Guard. Captain in Terminator armor is armed with the Honor Vehement enhancement. He's leading an Assault Terminator squad, and the plan for him is to possibly rapid ingress somewhere on the board and be a nuisance for the Death Guard somewhere. The Apothecary Biologist will be joining the Eradicator squad for that sweet lethal hits, on top of the Eradicators being able to re-roll wounds and re-roll damage. And they'll be loaded up in the Repulsor, mostly for transportation because they do move very slow. I have a small squad of Inceptors just to score some points in the backfield, potentially. I have a Redemptor Dreadnought, again, very versatile. I've said before, I'll say it again, never leave home without a Redemptor Dreadnought. I've got Hellblasters, as they can shoot on death, and they give me a bit of range. And lastly, Heavy Intercessors, just to sit on my home objective and to hold it down for me. And that is a 2,000 points on the nose of the boys in blue. I brought the Death Guard, and the first one with Nurgle's gift is Mortarion. Such a great force multiplier for my army. He adds contagion range. He's an amazing melee piece. I really don't see a reason not to bring him, especially the points cost. Next, I've got 2 units of 7 Plague Marines, the blessed number. And the Noxious Blightbringer and Malignant Plaguecaster will lead both of those squads. Next, I have the Lord of Contagion, who will have the Deadly Pathogen enhancement. It'll add 1 to the strength of the attack, and it will be joining my Blight Lord Terminators. I've got 2 Plague Burst Crawlers, 2 Mephitic Flight Haulers for toughness, speed, and especially range. Next I have my boy Typhus and his Death Shroud Terminators. Typhus has always been awesome and one of my favorites. I take him every time. Finally, the Great Unclean One and his Plague Bearers. The Unclean One is a huge target, hard to take down. Him being paired with Mortarion will give my opponent multiple things to think about, and that is 2,000 points on the nose of Nurgle's gift. All right, welcome to the game. This is our board for this battle. As you can see, the Death Guard have invaded, and it's up to the Ultramarines to banish them back to the warp. We have our objective control markers from Dragonfall. Thank you so much, Dragonfall, for our objective control markers. Appreciate that. And our terrain, as you can see, nothing special about the terrain. You can go through buildings as normal. Buildings provide you cover as normal, so nothing special really about the terrain. Now we have the attacker-defender role. Let's do it. So I win the roll off. I will defend, and we'll be back after the Ultramarines and Death Guard have set their plans in motion. We're back after deployment, and so Death Guard, tell us about your deployment.
So, wanted to get my blight haulers and my playcaster back here, safe and sound. Nice little high ground, be able to get some nice sight lines and vantage points. The mortars, they don't need it because they can do indirect fire. Want to get Mortarion out in the forefront, draw fire, and gain objectives. Same goes for my Marines and my Blightbringer and my Playcaster.
All right, and so for the mission, of course, it's Alpha and Omega. So this is the Omega. So this will be the objective we're fighting for in round 5. And this is the Alpha. This is the objective that will disappear in turn 4. And so for my objective, for my deployment, Hellblasters are here behind cover. And then I've got the heavy boys holding down the home objective. And then Calgar, his honor guard, Guilliman, and the Redemptor are all kind of hiding behind that piece of cover there. And the tank is poking around the corner, as you see. Now, our mission rule dictates that we can choose a unit to put into strategic reserve after we deploy. So the unit I nominate that's going into strategic reserve will be the Redemptor Dreadnought. So he'll be in reserve. Death Guard, anything in reserve for you?
No, currently have a lot of units in Deep Strike as is, so I want more units on the board.
Okay, now, first turn roll.
So I would actually prefer if my opponent went first. I would kind of like to see how they're playing it, kind of gauge it. I have limited mobility, so I need to pick my spots carefully. So it's much better if they go first.
Here we go.
Let's do it.
And it looks like the Ultramarines will be going first. I don't really mind going first or second this turn. It really doesn't matter to me. It's always good if the Death Guard can kind of move out and then I can see what the moves are. But if I have to go first, so be it. All right, we'll be back after Ultramarines take their first move. We're back after the Ultramarines movement phase. I pulled Secure No Man's Land and Mark for Death. The Mark for Death targets were Mortarion and the 2 Plague Burst Crawlers. 2 Plague Burst Crawlers. Obviously, there is no way I can do anything with that objective. Secure No Man's Land, I did fail some advances, so I was not able to get on any No Man's Land objective. So I pulled 2 missions that were a total bust for myself. But that is my Ultramarines turn. There's nothing else I'm able to do. I can't see anything. Death Guard have hidden very well, and I advanced, so I cannot shoot. I did not pick any tactical, combat doctrines this turn because I want to save them for when I really need them. And with that, we will return with Death Guard's turn 1. All right, this is Death Guard turn 1, the end of their movement phase. So, Elliot, tell us why you moved where and what missions you got.
So I pulled 2 missions. I pulled Extend Battle Lines and Establish the Locus. I was able to achieve one of them. This one here, I was able to move my Malignant Playcaster along with his Plague Marines close enough with advanced movement onto this objective. So I was able to capture this. And I also have my own objective right here with this Plague Burst Crawler that I didn't move. So that gets me 5 victory points there. I kept this Blight Hauler here. I want nice high ground movement. I've got clear sight lines to some areas. Kept him here. Move Mortarion along with the Blightbringer and his Marines closer to the center of the battlefield. Want to try to capture this center objective here in No Man's Land. I moved this Plague Burst Crawler over here for a clear sight line. Now, he can't indirect fire, but he has another attack that requires clear sight. And then I kept this here. Again, high ground, clear line of sight to the opponents. No need to move them.
All right, so that was the movement phase. We'll be back with some shooting. We'll see what the Death Guard can shoot here. See what they got in sights. Death Guard shooting, and Ultramarines did take some losses. One Hellblaster is down. I lost 2 aggressors here in shooting. And now the Plague Marines will shoot into Calgar's unit. And we'll find out if I take any more losses. And then we have Mortarion that needs to shoot as well. So, but first, the Plague Marines.
All right. Let's actually start with the Blightbringer. Plasma pistol, 1 shot, hitting on 3. Got it. Strength 7, wounding on 3.
Wounding on 3.
Missed. Now we're hitting the Plague Marines. We're gonna do the Plague Bolt Guns. 6 shots. Hitting on 3.
5s.
Got just 1 of them.
3s.
Got them both.
And safe.
All right. Pretty useless in general. All right. Let's do the Blight Launcher. 2 attacks, hitting on 3. Wow.
Both missed.
Wow. Bruh.
Death Guard shooting. Alright, so we have Mortarion next. Mortarion will fire
All right. So, Rotwind.
on Calgar's unit.
Yep. Let's do it. D6 plus 3.
Rotwind.
attacks. So we got 6 total. Let's do it. Those go through. 3 hits.
So 3s.
2 devastating wounds. These 2 go through.
So I need to make 5 saves. AP?
Oh, you can't save the devastating, can you?
No.
Okay. No, 4.
Just 4?
Yeah.
Okay. AP?
AP minus 2.
P minus 2. So because of cover and armor contempt, I'm saving on 3s. 1 goes through, plus 2 devastating, so 3 go through there.
That's crazy.
What's the damage?
1 each.
1 each. So that does take out another aggressor.
That's pretty solid attack. Not too bad.
Nope.
All right.
Any more for Death Guard shooting?
I think that's it. That's all we got.
All right, so that will bring us to the end of Death Guard's turn. I took minimal losses, so not too bad. It's going to be turn 2 coming up. I do have stuff coming from reserve. And Ultramarines will take their turn 2. Ultramarines turn 2. I pulled Aerial Denial and Bring It Down. So with that being said, Calgar's unit moved to the center objective to score me the Aerial Denial. So I should get that. And for Bring It Down, I do have some options. I've got Mortarion. I've got Blight Hauler. Well, I don't know if I can get this Blight Hauler, but I definitely have Mortarion if I can bring him down. So I've got all this concentrated fire. Got my repulsor, my eradicators around. Guilliman is going to yeet himself into these Death Guard here. And then shooting, aggressors are going to shoot into this unit basically, and the heavy intercessors are going to shoot over here as well. Basically, all these units here are going to fire upon these Marines and Mortarion to try to bring him down right now. I did bring in the Redemptor from Strategic Reserve. I move up the Hellblasters a bit. I left the Terminators and Inceptors off the board because Death Guard still have a lot of stuff in their reserve, so I want to have an option for a fight back. But that is my movement phase, so I'll score Air Denial, and we're going to find out if I can bring it down for Ultramarines shoot phase. So right before we get into the shooting, I did want to mention that Oath of Moment is indeed Mortarion here. And the second Oath of Moment that I get to pick because of Guilliman are these Marines here. so there's no confusion about why am I getting all these rerolls on these models. So Mortarion is the first target, and then the Plague Marines right in front of them are the second Oath of Moment target. So now the Eradicators, all 6, are going to shoot at Mortarion. They're going to be able to reroll hits. They're going to be able to re-roll wounds and re-roll damage.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, does Mortarion have any defense gimmicks before we begin?
Ooh.
He's got Miasma of Pestilence, right?
He does have Miasma
Okay.
of Pestilence.
So Mortarion has Miasma, but and
well, that's not for him. That's for friendly units.
Is that an aura?
Yeah.
Then that's for him too.
Okay.
So the Apothecary gives the Eradicators lethal hits. I don't have the enhancement, so lethal hits will be on 6. And let's see what we can do here. So hitting on 3s, 6 is lethal hit.
It was a bit rough there. So you got 3.
So good thing I can re-roll. You know, I'm going to re-roll. I'm going to fish for lethals here. I'm going to re-roll the whole deal.
Okay.
I got a couple lethal hits. Wounding on 5s. And I get to re-roll the wounds.
You get to re-roll wounds too?
Still missed. All right, so that is 4 at minus, well, your invulnerable save.
Let's do it. I got to save.
Oh my God.
3 of them. Excellent.
Only one goes through.
How much damage?
D6.
Ooh.
Good thing I get to re-roll my damage.
Reroll your damage.
So you take 4.
How you get to
4
reroll
damage.
your? That's crap.
Total obliteration. I get to re-roll my damage. What does that roll?
Feel no pain.
Feel no pains.
Missed them all.
So Mortarion does take 4 points of damage, but
That's annoying.
7 melter shots for 4 points of damage is not good. Not good at all.
Well, you got a chance to shoot all your eradicators, and
yeah,
they really didn't eradicate much.
That wasn't much at all. Well,
Eradicated your expectations, maybe.
yeah, expectations have been eradicated. 4 damage. Okay, let's move on to the repulsor. See what the repulsor can do against Mortarion. So the tank shot, and we took Mortarion down to 7, and then Guilliman shot, and then Calgar shot, the heavy intercessor shot, and we did absolutely nothing. The only other damage we did for shooting phase is the Plague Marines lost 2 Marines, and Mortarion went from 12 wounds to 7, but that is it. We are going to go to the charge phase and figure out how we can possibly bring it down from here, but with the Eradicators not doing so hot, we might be in trouble here. So I will yeet Guilliman into these Plague Marines. That'll probably be the only charge that I want to do. And we'll be back with those results. Okay, so the only charge I made was Guilliman into this unit of Plague Marines. So I just ran forward, and we're about to find out if I'm going to regret my decisions. I am going to attack with the Emperor's Sword. That is 14 attacks, hitting on 2s. Here we go, Emperor's Sword. I missed one. So wounding on 3s, and these are devastating wounds.
So that one.
You get some devs here. 7 saves at -3.
Saving on 6. I didn't save a single
Not a
soul.
single one. That is the squad. That's 2 damage each.
2 damage each.
2 damage each,
You
sir.
wiped them?
Wiped the squad. Yeah, that's the squad.
Oh my god.
Guilliman takes out the squad. That will end for my turn. I will score aerial denial in the middle here. Do not get bring it down because I wasn't able to take out Mortarion, but that will bring us to Death Guard turn 2. and the response of the Stinky Boys.
Oh, I got some up for them.
We're going to find out.
All right.
Death Guard, turn 2. We've been doing lots of moving and shaking. So, Death Guard, where'd you move? Why'd you move there? What are your missions? All that good stuff.
Okay, let's start with the missions. I got area denial. So that'll be a little tough to do, but I'm gonna try to get it, try to score as many points as possible. I also got storm the hostile objective. That potentially could be gettable, but we'll see. First, let's start with what I did in the command phase. I burned a CP. I did Gifts of Decay. I rolled a D3, was able to get 3 wounds back from Mortarion. I'm going to need them. So I need him as healthy as possible.
So Mortarion is up to 10 wounds. He started at 7 at the beginning of this turn. Now he's up to 10.
Next, I brought my guys out of Deep Strike. I got my Terminators here. I got my Death Shroud Terminators over here. Try to take out this Redemptor here. I brought in my Unclean One, along with the Plague Bearers. Try to take out that tank. I need him gone. Can't take another attack from him. Made some slight movements and adjustments. Moved my Blight Hauler a little bit up closer. Try to take him out. I moved my Plague Burst Crawlers into a more advantageous position. And then I moved more Marines onto the objective to try to gain it. And that's it.
Okay, and so after Death Guard move, I paid a CP for rapid ingress, and I brought in my Terminators here just to try to keep the backside of the deployment zone honest. Now I still have Inceptors in Deep Strike, but all the Death Guard as of right now is on the table. So we will be back when we figure out Death Guard shooting phase. Alright, Death Guard shooting phase. So far, the Terminators have shot down 1 Hellblaster. There's been a little chip damage to the Redemptor Dreadnought.
Mm-hmm.
I did lose a Terminator over here. And right now, the Blight Hauler is going to try to gun down Guilliman. So let's find out what happens here.
Not going to try, I'm going to do it. Let's start with the Bile Spurt. There's 3 attacks. Hitting on 3. Missed 1. Missed 2
missed
actually.
2, yeah.
But I got lethal hits.
2 up save.
Got it.
Good there.
Alright, now let's do the Multi-Melters. 2 attacks within half range, so extra 2 damage, hitting on 3. Missed 1.
Yep.
Got 1. Strength 9.
T9. So
1
4.
Got it. AP minus 4.
So 4 up invulnerable save.
Just got it.
Just got it. Any other shooting? Mortarion, he's got the Lantern, I believe.
I do. Yep. I'm going with Rotwind.
Alright, so we're going to Rotwind Guilliman.
Alright. D6 plus 3. Only got 2, so we got 5 total. Hitting on 2. Missed 2 of them. Only on
5s. Yep. Oh.
Missed all of it.
Missed all of it.
Missed all of it.
Alright. Yep. So far, so good for Rabute.
D6 plus 3.
So this is a Putrid Vomit, the Great Unclean One on the Repulsor.
So I got 5 attacks. It's a Torrent, Strength 5.
Oh, you need 6s to wound.
Got him.
Got 3 6s.
Okay.
AP?
Minus 2.
Minus 2. So I need 5s here. And 2 go through. Alright, so the tank is down to 9 wounds remaining. And I believe that is it for Death Guard shooting. As you look at our board here, we're going to go to Death Guard charges. And there are quite a few charge options. We'll be back and see the aftermath of the charge phase. We're back with the Death Guard charge phase. Well, terrible, failed every charge except this mass of humanity here because they were right next to each other. So Marines went into the Eradicators and the Repulsor, but everything else failed the charge. So that is good news for the Ultramarines, but not good news for everything else. Oh, Guilliman, well, Mortarion made his charge against Guilliman, but they were literally neighbors. But everything else has failed, and we are going to come back with the Guilliman Mortarion fight. After the aftermath of the charge phase, Eradicators have been devastated. As you see, I've got 2 Eradicators left, and I have the Apothecary Biologist. In turn, they did no damage, really weren't expecting them to, but now we have Mortarion versus Rabute Guilliman. Brother versus brother, and what attack are we doing? Okay, we got Silence, the strike version of Silence.
All right. So 5 attacks, hitting on 2.
2s? No, 3s.
3s.
Invulnerable save. Saved every single one. Guilliman lives.
Okay.
Weathers the Mortarion storm. And now Guilliman is going to punch back. All right, Guilliman. The Hand of Dominion. 7 attacks. Hitting on 2s. Lethal hits. Oath of Moment. And no lethal hits, but I missed 2. I'm not going to fish for lethal. I'm just going to re-roll the misses. They all hit. Wounding on 3.
Let's do it. 6 and a 4-up save. Ooh, missed quite a few.
Missed quite a few.
Okay, only saved 1.
Only saved 1. Sir, that is 4 damage a pop.
4 damage a pop?
4 damage a pop, sir.
That's 20 dice I got to roll for
I am wielding the Emperor's sword. But I mean, I hit you with the Hand of Dominion, but I'm wielding the Emperor's magic sword.
I mean, but you just said it was the Hand of Dominion. We're gonna roll.
You were smacked with the Hand of Dominion, but the Emperor gave me strength. Lots of feel no pains coming this way here. Okay, so 20 feel no pains.
On a 5-up.
On a 5-up.
I think that's it.
Does he explode? You do it. He does not. So, Guilliman banishes Mortarion back to the war. Alright, so Mortarion falls. That is the end of Death Guard's turn. Lots of failed charges here, which really told the story of Death Guard turn 2, and Mortarion has been lost. But silver lining is that definitely controlling this no man's land objective here. And we will be back for Ultramarines turn 3.
Yeah, so just lost Mortarion. Generally very disappointed in his performance. I mean, didn't even put a dent in Guilliman. Guilliman just wiped him straight off the board. I mean, you couldn't get a damage off. It's ridiculous.
We are Ultramarines turn 3, and I put myself in the Assault Doctrine so I can advance and charge. The Oath of Moment target will be these Plague Marines here, because my missions are Overwhelming Force and Cleanse. So getting these Marines off the objective would be critical. I'm going to cleanse with Calgar's unit, and I'm going to cleanse with the Redemptor Dreadnought there for my 2 cleanse, and I have to survive until my turn. So hopefully I can have a little luck there with that. I did move the Terminators closer to the Death Guard home objective just to be annoying. So we'll see if that bears any fruit. And Guilliman is by his lonesome because Mortarion has been vanquished to the warp. So he's going to be trying to put work into these Plague Marines here. The heavy intercessors stayed where they're at. And that is pretty much my turn as far as moving. My movement phase, not my turn. My movement phase. And we'll be back after some shooting. Alright, so after the Ultramarine shooting phase, nothing really of note. I was able to pick off a couple of Plague Marines here. Because the Redemptor is cleansing and Calgar's unit is cleansing, no shooting there. And nothing else really of note. So we jumped straight to the charge phase where Guilliman made his charge to the Plague Marines, and my Terminators made their charge into the Plague Burst Crawler. We're going to start with Guilliman, who is going to attack the Plague Marines with the Emperor's Sword. 14 attacks, hitting on 2, and they are Oath of Moment. Strength 8. So we are looking at wounding on 3. 11 at -3.
Saving on 6, I guess. I didn't get any. Oh, I got. Ooh, congratulations. 1.
1 6 in a dev wound, so that be the squad. That's 2 each.
Yep, that's it.
So the Plague Marines have been vanished back to the warp, and Guilliman will be on this objective here, so that'll give me this objective, and that'll give me overwhelming force. And cleanse, I have to wait on to see if these 2 units will survive
And then
the
your
Death
second
Guard
oath of
attack.
moment. Don't forget, your second oath of moment is on these guys, correct?
That is true. So they are my second Typhus. It's my second oath of moment. So next up we have the Terminator squad into the Plague Burst Crawler. They are wielding Thunder Hammers, and they have 12 attacks, hitting on 4.
Tough 10.
So wounding on 5s, but dev wounds.
All right. That -2 puts my save at 4. Save none of them.
All right, so 2 each, so 8 total damage.
Ooh, 4 wounds left.
All right, now the Terminator Captain.
You're not done?
Not done. One more attack. Terminator Captain, he's got the relic weapon. 6 attacks, hitting on 2. So he's wounding on 6.
All right. Saving on 4. Missed it.
Another 2 damage.
Jeez. Oh, okay. So 2 left.
So 2 left.
Quick counter attack. 3 attacks hitting on 4. Got 2 of them. Strength 6.
Wounding on 3.
Missed 1. Got 1. AP 0.
B0, 2 up save. That is Ultramarine's turn. So we'll score this up. And then we'll go to Death Guard. Turn 3. We're back for Death Guard. Turn 3. So, Elliot, what's your plan here?
So my plan, now the Mortarion's gone, I had to adjust a little bit. So now I'm just kind of playing for objectives. Got a couple new missions. I got Cleanse. I got Overwhelming Force. So next, my goal will be try to get those done and capture any objectives I can. I move my Terminators closer to this objective over here. Try to get rid of the Jumpman Inceptor units. Try to get rid of the Redemptor here. Move these guys up closer to get in range for better attacks. Move that Blight Hauler closer to Guilliman. Going to try to take him out. Or at least chip away at some damage. Move the Unclean one. I'm excited about him. He's my next heavy hitter. Try to get him into that tank range. Take out that tank for good. I'm tired of them. Have the Plague Bears here. They work well with the Unclean one. These guys struggling to move. But I'm going to try to charge these guys. Get rid of them. Try to make my way to the center objective here.
Okay, so some Death Guard strategy. We're going to go to shooting, and we'll see if anything happens in shooting, and then we'll be back. All right, Death Guard, turn 3. So shooting phase is done, and we went straight into the charge phase. As you can imagine, not really much happening with the shooting, but we do have some charges. Great Unclean One and the Plague Bearers into the tank. Typhus is looking to get a piece of the Redemptor. Our Terminators and Plague Burst Crawler here are locked in combat, and that was it. The Light Lord Terminators failed their charge on the Heavy Intercessors, so we are going to do... What fight are we doing first?
Let's go ahead. Let's start with the simple fights first. Let's start here with this Redemptor. I want to take them out.
Okay. Redemptor's got 3 wounds left, and he's cleansing. So, if Typhus can destroy the Redemptor, I won't get all my cleansing points, which would make me big sad. So, we'll see what happens here.
I wasn't big sad when you killed Mortarion.
Well, that's true.
My boy.
All right, 4 attacks each. 12 attacks hitting on 2. 5's the wound.
What's his original toughness?
10.
Down to 9.
Yep. It's not bad, actually.
No, it's not. I got 5.
I need 3s. And how many? What's damage on this?
2 apiece.
2 each. So I need a hefty save here. Let's go. 1 goes through.
Are you serious?
Just 1. And they're 2 each,
Mm-hmm.
which gets reduced to 1. So the Redemptor has 2 wounds remaining, but Typhus has yet to attack.
All right, let's do this, Typhus. Let's put him out of his misery. We got 5 attacks.
I need him to hold on for these points.
5 chances. All right, 5 attacks, hitting on 2. Got them all.
Nope, missed 1.
Missed 1, but I got a lethal hit. 3 left. Strength 9.
So
Hitting
fours.
on 4. Got 2. So it's 3 in total.
3. Okay.
AP minus 2.
AP 2. So again, what's the damage on these?
3. Mastercrafted, not just regular.
I need 3 3s to keep old Redemptor alive. I will re-roll a fail save. Okay, I'm re-rolling my fail save.
Okay.
All right. 1 3, and I scored these points. Let's go.
Oh,
Got it.
goodness.
Redemptor lives with 2 wounds remaining. How about that? Death Shroud Terminators
Are terrible. Just as bad as Mortarion.
pale in comparison to the ancient might of a Redemptor Dreadnought. Now, as far as points are concerned, there was no overwhelming force because you did not kill a single unit on an objective, and you did not cleanse because you were not on an objective to actually cleanse. So the Redemptor has survived, and now we've got the Great Unclean One into my Repulsor with 9 wounds remaining. The Plague Bearers are into the Repulsor as well, so not looking good for the tank here.
All right. We got the Great Unclean One here. I'm going to do Strike with my Bile Sword. It's got lethal hits, 6 attacks, hitting on 2s. Let's get it done.
So 5's the wound.
Wounding on 5.
2 go through.
2 go through.
AP?
AP minus 2.
AP 2. So I'm looking at 5s to save.
Got 1.
1 goes through.
D6 damage on 1. All 6.
6 damage. So the Repulsor's down to 3. So Plague Bearers are going to try to chip away 3 wounds from the tank.
All right. 20 attacks, hitting on 3. So 6 lethal hits.
6 is the wound. Saving 8 dice minus 1, so I need 4s to save. And the Repulsor has 3 wounds left, so let's see. That just takes out the Repulsor, and I use my reroll to keep the Redemptor alive. So, does he explode?
He
does explode.
That ain't good.
D6. Okay. So, little Repulsor revenge. So, Repulsor explodes. So, Great Unclean One will take 6 damage. And the Plague Bearers will take 6 damage.
That's crazy.
And the Eradicators will take 5 damage. Repulsor's super angry.
Right?
Big mad. Guilliman will take 6
Let's
damage to Guilliman.
This is the greatest explosion of all time.
I mean, the Repulsor with nuclear. Everything took 5 and 6 damage in his vicinity. So he definitely went out with a bang. So the Death Guard have attacked, and the Terminators are still locked in here. Did not do any damage there. This fight here, Typhus picked a fight with the Redemptor, and the Death Shroud paid for it with their lives, as only Typhus remains. And so that is it for all the Death Guard actions. We're going to go to Ultramarines turn 4.
He was able to save a lot, but just really disappointed in my offensive output for the Death Guard. If I was able to get more offense, then that would kind of circumvent the lack of mobility they have. I just wasn't able to do anything with it.
All right, we're back. Ultramarines turn 4. You can see the score, and I did pick Storm Hostile Objective and Containment. So as we were kind of talking it out, I would contain with the Inceptors there. I would contain with the Biologus and just kind of scoot him here and put Guilliman in front of the Great Unclean One to keep the Biologus healthy so he could finish containing. So with that, Death Guard are running out of assets. They're stuck there. And then, of course, the vehicles can't really do anything. So with that, do the Death Guard concede?
I surrender.
So, Stinky Boys waving the white flag. Hard-fought battle, as you can see. But yeah, Death Guard kind of ran out of steam toward the end there. So a victory for the Ultramarines. Thanks so much for the game, and we'll see you next time on the tabletop. All right, Ultramarines with the victory. Hard-fought battle. It was dicey there for a little while, but able to pull this one through. Banished Mortarion back to the warp, and I feel like that kind of turned the tide a little bit. With the mobility of Death Guard deploying in the backfield, I was able to just kind of ignore those units entirely. And then the Great Unclean One got tied up with the tank for a couple of turns. And that was really the game. I was able to stay on the objectives, jump out early, and stay on them. And that was it.